Hello, Vector fans. Welcome back, and today's an exciting day. I've managed to install the Vector SDK. That's right. We're going to talk about it, and although I haven't done much on it yet, the installation is actually fairly simple. If you have at least intermediate computer knowledge, if you've worked with command line sort of operating systems and things like that, you're going to find it fairly easy. And if you're not used to that sort of thing, don't worry. There's going to be like step-by-step instructions. I may even try and assemble, a video that shows you how to set your system up with all of the things you need to install for Vector. But for now, we're just going to have a basic look at what's going on with the SDK and what comes with the initial package. I haven't modified it in the slightest. I've only got my computer, which I don't really talk about too much, but it's over here, and we'll probably be pointing you at this screen because it's just easier and bigger, and I think it'll record nicer. But got my computer here, and so let's point up here. And apologize. I'm going to get some better cameras for this. The one on my phone's actually a pretty nice camera, but I need like a stand or something to do this sort of stuff. So here we are. Windows screen, you open up command prompt, and oh yeah, how am I going to type and hold the phone? You see, this is where I get. So I'm going to do a lot of pausing. Okay, so here we go. Just you got to run your Python scripts from the command prompt. Command prompt looks like this. It's called command prompt. You can find it on your start menu. You can search for it in your start bar and just type command, and you'll see a little black box. Little black box that looks like that little black box for your icon, and that will take care of opening up this command prompt black window, which I've maximized for easy viewing. And I've navigated to the install directory. I put mine in my user folder for many reasons, but the biggest one is because this is already in your Windows system path, and it's a good thing to put something like this in your Windows system path. Just remember that if I'm getting into the installation, we'll be talking about that a lot, because if you don't have proper paths set up, things don't work in Python. Not necessarily Python, but there's a lot of modules in Python, and they need it. So down here, if you're accustomed to looking at Windows, this is these are the files that come inside the zip file. And what happens with that is, let me find my mouse here. Where are we? Okay, so you unzip it and you get this. And you notice here you got this configure.py. Well, after we set up Python, we'll be running this to get Vector configured on your computer, so that your computer has the authorization code, basically, and it's a secure encryption key. They've done a very good job. You don't have to worry about security with this stuff. And it's all internal on your LAN. It doesn't touch the external internet. None of this does, unless you ask it to, but not by default. And so anyway, this is the how the file unzips. You got your configuration file, and I'm going to open up the README file. Here's the README file. You're going to have a look at what the README file tells you. It basically tells you what you're going to need to run that configuration file that I just showed you. And I will slowly move this bar, but I'm not going to try and waste too much time, so you can pause and read as you need to. So what this is telling you to do is get yourself ready to have these things handy, because your configuration file script is going to ask you these questions and you need to answer them correctly. And oops, I might have went too fast there, but that's what goes on in this file. Now, requirements. Yeah, that's just for something else. We're not going to worry about that. Setup. I just ran configure, so I don't know. I guess you could run setup and it goes to configure. I ran configure to install mine. And here you got the examples. The examples are the things that, example scripts for the sort of things you can do. There's an interactive shell. And if you'd like, I'll run this one right now. But I'm going to have to pause my phone while I change directories in the command prompt up here. And we'll get ready to run that file from that directory. As you can see, it's there. So here you can see we've navigated to the appropriate directory to run that file, which is going to be the interactive shell .py. Well, we just have to type interactive shell. And back in the day, DOS 6.0 sort of deal, we had to type the whole line, but now we just have to type like IN and hit like cap locks. And I might have to do a little bit more than that. INTER there. That should do it, right? What's going on? That's hilarious. I'm in the wrong folder. Apps. Oh yeah, no, I've got it's a CD. Sorry, my mistake. There we go. So CD INT tab, right? Boom. There we go. That's what I was after. And now I just have to IN and boom, tab. See, it just finishes it off for you. So I don't have to type so much. We're gonna run that. I better back off my camera here. And we're gonna watch what happens. I might have thrown a couple of these on. We'll see how it opens because I only did it once, I think. So here we go. It's loading the script. And it's actually connected. It's connected to my my Vector. And you can see there's the camera. Vector just happens to be looking at his clock, and he was playing when I connected with him, and he's like just totally paused now. He looks like this. Vector is like, okay, I'm connected. Now what? Apparently, he hasn't crashed. He's waiting for input, and this is called interactive shell. So here we are, and I only see a object currently tracked by world width ID number 1. I wonder. Okay, let's see. Nothing changes when I do this, huh? Well, this is these are not finished by any stretch. Just open right back up again. See, I closed the video window and it just bang opened another one, or there might have been 2. So we're just going to end this because I don't think we're getting what we want out of it. Tried to Control C, so there we go. So I just closed the box. It released Vector. Vector's back to normal, like nothing ever happened. Clueless that I just abducted his little brain through Python script. Now, there's other things we can do, and I'll be right back. So